So, here we will discuss about question number 22. Enumerate the liabilities of the seller before and after completion of the sale as regarding the very answer that we found under section 55 of the Transfer of Property Act. So, in brief, before completion of the seller, these liabilities are found on the seller. One is disclosure of any material defect in the property or in seller's title, and the second one, examination of all documents relating to sale did also to answer all relevant questions relating to the property execution at a proper time and place, also to care of the property and all documents of relating to titles and to discharge all encumbrances on the property then existing. So, as regarding the very liabilities of seller before completion of the sale, that we will discuss in detail. That is the first one, to disclose to the buyer and material defect in the property or in the seller's title, thereto of which the seller is and the buyer is not aware, and which the buyer could not with ordinary care discover. In other words, the duty does not extend to patent defect but only to latent defects. And the second one, that liability is to produce to the buyer on his request for examination all documents of title relating to the property which are in the seller's possession or power. And the third, liability of the seller before completion of the sale is to answer to the best of his information all relevant questions put to him by the buyer in respect to the property or the title, that it does not affect the duty of the seller to make disclosure as required. So also the fourth, liability of the seller before completion of sale on payment of tender or the amount due in respect of the price to execute a proper conveyance of the property when the buyer tenders it to him for execution at a proper time and place. And the fifth, liability of the seller before completion of sale is between the date of the contract of sale and the delivery of the property to take as much care of the property and all documents of title relating to thereto which are in possession as an owner of ordinary prudence would take of such property and documents. And the sixth one, or the last, liability of the seller before completion of the sale is to pay all public charges and rent accrued due in respect of the property up to the date of the sale, and except when the property is sold subject to encumbrance, to discharge all encumbrance on the property then existing. And now we'll discuss the liabilities after completion of the sale. So, in regards to that, the first one, to give possession of the property. So, to give on being so required the buyer such possession of the property as the nature of the contract admits. The non-payment of the purchase money may prevent the ownership from passing from the vendor to possession, and the latter notwithstanding such non-payment for money, a suit for possession, and the second liability after completion of sale is relating to covenant of title. So this means that the seller undertakes that the interest which the seller professes to transfer to the buyer subsists and that he has power to transfer the same. If the buyer is later evicted by a person having a better title, the buyer may hold the seller responsible in damages and claim the return of the purchase money. The benefit of the implied covenant for title runs with the land so that it is enforceable by subsequent purchaser of the property. So now we'll discuss the very effects of implied covenant. So regarding the effect of implied covenant that we have found in four different effects as regarding implied covenant. So the first one, the covenant imports an absolute warranty of title, and the second effect, if a defect in the vendor's title is discovered after the sale is duly completed, the vendor is entitled to sue for damages and claim a return of the purchase money if he is dispossessed in consequence of the vendor's defective title. And the third effect of implied covenant here is the liability is limited to the title which the vendor professes to transfer. And the fourth one is that the covenant runs with the land. It is enforceable by subsequent purchases of land. So these four different effects that result out of as effect of implied covenant. And now regarding the liabilities of the seller after completion of the sale, the fourth one is delivery of the title deeds. So these are the liabilities of the seller before and after completion of the sale as provided under section 55 of the Transfer of Property Act. So we found this answer would be the correct and appropriate answer to question number 22. Enumerate the liabilities of the seller before and after completion of the sale. So in our next question we will discuss question number 23, which relates to what are the rights and liabilities of a buyer before and after completion of sale. So here we'll deal the rights and liabilities of the buyer, and in question number 24 we'll deal what are the rights before and after completion of sale in the absence of a contract to contrary in relation to seller's rights. So that we'll discuss in our upcoming video.